What is up, guys, and welcome right back into the Rams house. Thank you so much for stopping into this channel. We talk about Ram stuff all the time, so if you want to stay tuned for that, make sure to click that subscribe button. And before I get into this video, I want to know your thoughts on where the Rams defense is going to rank this year, because it's a very intriguing question with some of the pieces that they lost and, a change of defensive coordinator. It's going to be interesting to see, so I want to know your thoughts down below so I can interact with you, because that's one of my favorite things to do on this channel is interact with you guys. So thank you for doing that. Now let's get into this video. So there's a lot of things to talk about in this Rams defense. Obviously, the departure of John Johnson, honestly, to me, is one of the biggest losses, even more than Brandon Staley. And you may disagree with that, but I'm just thinking because we drafted him, he's been in our system for a while, obviously. He brought such a great leadership, and he called that defense like no one other has in years past with the Rams. And if you're wondering, like, why don't they just get Aaron Donald to call it? Well, obviously he's up front, so he can't be calling him, making sure everybody's in the same spot, because if he's up front, he's focused on just all the four in front of him, or I guess next to him, and so he obviously can't call that. But John Johnson brought such a unique, he just brought so much to this team. He was such a good leader, and he was great, and he just seemed to get better. And a lot of people look at those interceptions that he did not really get this year, like he had a low year for those, but that is not, honestly, that's just not what makes him a good player. Like, honestly, when you look at it, he was great at leading the defense when he was given that position this year, and he upped his game, and he continued to up it every single year. So I don't want to go too much on John Johnson just because this is not a video on him. I could make a video on him, but honestly, I'm just saying that's even a bigger loss than Brandon Staley. And again, a lot of people will probably disagree. And then we lost Troy Hill, we lost Samson Ebukam, whatever. So and then we lost Morgan Fox. So the list can continue going on. And we also lost Michael Brockers. That was a huge leader too. But honestly, a lot of people are thinking our defense is just going to completely drop off. And I disagree with this because, first of all, when you have Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey on the same team, I know I say this a lot, but when you have them on the same team, that is just going to automatically help your defense. It's going to make the job for the coordinator better. It's going to make your whole defense elevated, because when you have arguably the number one guys at each position, I say Aaron Donald for sure, and then people can debate about Ramsey, but I honestly think he is. That may be Rams bias, who knows? But when you have two of the best guys at that position, arguably, that just makes it easier, and they help grow the other positions better. Honestly, for our safeties, we're very good in that. We have the depth. We have Taylor Rapp, Terrell Burgess, and Jordan Fuller. And I was really impressed with the two rookies, Jordan Fuller and Terrell Burgess, last year. Obviously, Burgess went out with an injury last year, so that kind of stunted what he was doing, and a lot of people kind of forget about him because he went out pretty early in that season. So I was impressed with them. I think they can step it up, and on the line, just anybody alongside Aaron Donald can be good. I would love if we brought in Clowney, but he would have to take a huge pay cut. We would have to negotiate a way where he wouldn't make that as much as he has in years past, so that'd be kind of hard. And then on the other end, we have Floyd. We know what he does, and he's gonna either do what he did last year, I think, or he'll do a little better. So that's a great front. And then obviously we have Sebastian Joseph Day. You never know who we're gonna bring in the draft. And then at quarterback, we have Darius Williams, Jalen Ramsey. I'm guessing we'll bring in a cornerback either late free agency, like the last round or something like that, or somewhere in the draft. If we like somebody in the draft, we'll probably do that. But I think the biggest concern for us is that linebacker position, because Joe Barry did amazing with them, and Brandon Staley as well with him coming in. He did amazing with them, and a lot of people thought that our linebacking core would look bad, our defense would look bad, because we lost Littleton, and my goodness, I love that guy. Littleton was a beast. But yeah, we lost him, and a lot of people were concerned about that. And honestly, that was not a huge, it wasn't a huge need last year because of the way our coaches handled it. And although there are a few games that I can go back to that I can see that, like Deebo Samuel, he did kind of torch us, like both times we played, with that speed, and the linebackers just could not cover. So I'd say that's something that we have to look at in the draft, or no, not free agency. I'd say they take somebody in the draft. So yeah, that's going to be a big need, but mainly I say our defense is pretty well rounded. Now, I'm not going to say they go back to number 1, but what I will say is they will still be a talented defense. I'll give you my ranking in a little bit here, but I have to go on this a little bit. They're a talented defense, and playing with the Rams, you just see the Rams defense tends to be great. And honestly, with a guy that was there for like 20 years with the Rams, and McVay still didn't pick him, and then obviously, you know, he went to the Lions, but McVay did not pick him, and to be the defensive coordinator, that has to tell you something that he likes Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris can bring something to this Rams team that McVay sees. Now, a lot of people could argue that this is just because of the relationship that they have, like they've known each other, so McVay's like, okay, I don't have to worry about the defense as much by bringing in a new guy. Like, I don't have to keep checking on him. I can let him do his thing. I know what he's done in those places. I know him. I think he's going to be great. So, you know, that can tell you something with what McVay was able to choose. He was able to choose him, and I think that that's a huge signal of saying something that he likes about Raheem Morris. So that's going to be interesting too. I'm going to say our defense top 10. Like, I don't think we're going to be top 5. We may actually get that by the end of the year, but not like all year. And you got to know, our defense last year was special. It was like one of the best Rams defenses, if not the best Rams defense in Rams history. So that's going to be hard to replicate, but I'm saying we're still top 10. We're still going to be limiting points. It's going to be interesting to see what we do in the draft. It's kind of hard to speculate when we haven't seen like all the offseason moves and all the draft moves, and you know, getting up to day 1 of the regular season. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's hard to speculate on that, but I say that that's going to be where our defense ranks. And again, I want to know your thoughts down below. Those are my reasons for this. And again, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, even Williams, he's such a stud. Just those guys just make a defense better, just with their own talents at those positions. So again, I want to know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for stopping into this Rams House video. Again, make sure to click that subscribe button if you want to get notified for any more Rams videos that I do on this channel. As much as I don't want to leave you guys, horns up, God bless, and have a great day.